Yo, Cody, so it's a fine, beautiful day. Finally, let's get you cutting some onions. Now, before we cut onions, we gotta go get some onions. Onions are an agricultural product, so that means we gotta go outside. So let's see what we can find. Okay, so check it out. I see there's an onion. So let's get this wild onion. Yeah.
What you got there?
Alright, I just injured that onion, so I gotta go in for the mercy kill. Kill them all. Headshot. Let's go ahead and find that kill. Oh, yeah. Nice and clean. Oh. This ain't China. I can't eat you, but I'll think about it. Okay. Oh, what is that over? Oh, Jesus. It had kids. Well, they'll die here on their own, so let's grab them all. We got ourselves a free-range onions. Not organic. Oh, well. Back to the usual stick. We got a nice big cutting board. It's not moving around. Got a bench scraper ready to grow. Ready to grow, huh? Ready to go. And here, got the knife.
I created no butter knife. Oh, no.
That's also good to go. With an onion, when you're dealing with the onion, you always got to play along with the onion, because if you understand the structure, cutting the onion is a whole lot easier to do. Whenever you start off with the onion, you'll start off by, you'll see that paper end. Slice that off. That'll go into your trash bowl. In this case, a sink. Now check it out. We got this root section, and I don't like to cut through that root right away because it has a lot of dirt bound up in there. And when you cut into it, it tends to spray all over the cutting board. So I bring this over here and I just shave that off. And I'll explain why in a second. Now that that root is exposed, but the dirt part is gone, I take my knife and I cut right between. Now check it out. This is the easiest time to take the skin off of an onion. And part of this onion has these mushy bits in it, and I'm not sure why. Oh well. Remember the old Shrek movie? Look at that onion. It's got layers. It's a series of concentric rings all growing out of the axis of that root right there. If you leave that root together, it will hold all the layers of the onion for you. You ever remember blooming onions at the state fair? All they do is they take an onion and they cut in front of that root, but not through it. So all those layers of the onion are held together. And now dicing it down is as easy as slicing it perpendicular and having that onion fall apart just like that. Now that's a very basic way to dice an onion. If you want to do the classic way, again, we take that peel off. Again, weird mushy spots. I have no idea why. The classic way to dice an onion is actually put flat horizontal cuts. And again, check it out. I'm not cutting out the back of the onion because we're going to let that root hold everything together. Now I'm going to come around and I'm going to do vertical cuts again, paying attention not to cut out the back. Now, my final slicing, I turn the onion 90 degrees and slice toward that root. You can see it falls apart into another dice, but as you can see, it's very similar. So I would argue that you really never need to do those cross cuts ever. So let's grab another onion. Oh gosh. We take off that paper, slice off the root, cut in half, and peeling, making sure that root end is facing away. If I want a finely diced onion, I do my little perpendicular cuts really tight, going across that onion. And now, my slices I will keep very, very tight. And that is a nice, finely diced onion. Now this other half, this paper is being a little clingy, like no girlfriend you ever had. If I want a bigger dice, I spread out those perpendicular cuts more. Oops. Sometimes the skin's going to be slippery and pop out onto you. That's okay. I spread them out about a 1/4 inch, and now I slice a 1/4 inch. And there we have a comparatively larger dice compared to that small dice.
Oh my god.
If you want to go crazy in these days, much more quiet. Cut off that onion, and now we're going to take the knife and we're going to score a line down one side. And we're going to take the peel off in one big go. Just going to shave off that root because of the dirt. And now this is a whole lot of fun. Take that onion, I'm cutting down near the root, but again, not through. And I'm going to do this into, oops, cut it into 6. And if you ever want to do a blooming onion at home, this is what you would put in the batter. And you can see I went too far. But this is what you dip in the batter, and this would open up into that nice flour in a deep fryer. This time I want to do a julienne cut on an onion, a slice. Now people run into a problem when they slice an onion crosswise, because you're going to wind up with the small ring layers on the bottom being much shorter than the taller ring layers on the top of the onion. It's a very inconsistent cut. So to keep it consistent, we go the long ways. I trimmed off that root, and here I'm going to slice again toward the center of the onion and going around the outside. And then flip it around so I have a nice flat wedge to work with, and do the same on the other side. And you can hear these slices are much, much more uniform. If you're ever going to saute out onions to put on top of like a sausage sandwich or whatever, that's how I would do it. Okay, and then as you get better and better at the onions, you'll get faster and faster. And in fact, if you're going to do a whole bunch of onions at the same time, then it's nice to prep in stages. Trim the root, trim off the paper, those go away, cut in between the root, and then all at the same time shed these of that annoying paper. And by prepping all the onions to this point, it's really going to control the amount of tears you're going to get. You know there's a lot of sulfur bound up in these onions. You cut into them, breaks open the cell membranes. That sulfur is released in the form of sulfur gas. If it combines with the moisture in your eye, it turns into sulfuric acid. So prep ahead of time, use a sharp knife, and work quickly. So root off. And just go down the line of all your onions. As you cut up one face, you can just flip it over and keep slicing. Alright, so there's all the different ways you can deal with slicing up an onion. Best thing to do? Practice.